Okay, so that's webinars. Second, ebooks. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever downloaded or have gotten maybe an ebook reader, but here's the deal. Okay, ebook of course stands for electronic book. It's really nothing more than taking some type of a document or a book and making it electronic on your computer, putting it up on the internet, and then having people access that book and get it in various ways. There are a lot of advantages to ebooks. First of all, it's very inexpensive to publish. When I create the paper books that you guys purchase in our lab, of course we have to pay for the printing. I have to bind them. It's a very time-consuming thing. On the other hand, when I deliver those same books as ebooks, I basically, using Microsoft Word, turn them into what are called PDF files that we'll talk about here in a minute, and put them up online, and that's it. I'm done. And it's very inexpensive and easy for me to do that, which is great for the publisher. For you, on the other hand, what it allows for the user is portable reading. I don't know how many of you have, for example, iPhones or if you have ebook readers, but it's great being able to stand in a long line and instead of being bored to death, pull my phone out, and literally I can read a book right on my phone, right on my mobile and portable device. So it provides you with portable reading, and the cool thing too is that you can pull it up on your computer screen, you can read it, and then of course if you decide to, you can still print it out. Now it's not perfect. It's still not a book that I can put in my hands, I can have in my hands. There's something to be said about that. We all know that. But it is also it's a very convenient thing, and what it's really kind of bringing forward, it's really bringing forward people who normally wouldn't publish really good information, and it's making it affordable for them to publish these things. So ebooks are becoming a big part of online education. Now, there are two ways basically that ebooks are delivered. One is with what are called reading devices, and the other, and this is the kind that we use at Senior Health Foundation, is with what are called PDF downloads. So let's take a real quick look at these. First off, ebook reading devices. Now, reading devices are basically something you have to purchase. There are such brands as the Kindle from Amazon. Of course, Apple has the iPad and the iPods out. Sony has one called just simply the Sony Reader. And then Barnes & Noble has what's called the Nook. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Borders is actually using the Sony Reader, and I'm not quite sure. But here's the deal. You purchase this reader, which you can see a little picture of it here on the slide, and here's an example, I think, of the Kindle. I think this is the Kindle. You can see it right here on this slide. And in essence, what you do is you purchase and download books directly to this Kindle device that you can pull up anytime and you can flip through and read. And they try to make your reading experience here as much like a book as they can. I mean, you can literally scroll through pages, you can put bookmarks in, you can highlight things. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. Reading devices are not cheap yet, although I was reading yesterday in the Omaha World Herald, there's a war going on right now, a price war going on. I've seen them for as little as $150. I would imagine over the next year or so, we'll see an ebook reader that's down to about $100. And then the books typically cost almost the same as a regular book, although you can oftentimes get discounts on the books through these different services. Now, one thing I want to warn you about. When you purchase a reading device like a Kindle, an iPad, Sony Reader, or a Nook, you are pretty much tied in to that particular service and purchasing their particular books. And so something you're going to want to look for with all of these readers, besides price, besides how does this look, is you're also going to want to look at what books are offered. There are some readers out there that are more generic, but a lot of these will only read their own format, so just be aware of that. Okay, so these are ebook reading devices. Now, for our online learning, this isn't what we typically use. This is great for books and things, but what we use instead for our informational books, our how-to books, our handouts, all of those kinds of things are PDFs. Now, PDF stands for Portable Document format. And what it is, it's a special computer file that anybody can pull up and read on their computer because of Adobe. Adobe has this thing called the Adobe Reader. The Adobe Reader is free. It's probably already on your computer since 98% of computers have it. All you have to do is go up to the internet, download this file to your computer, whatever that might be, whatever document you're looking for, and then open it up and you can read it. You can read, you can print. It's a very, very flexible format. Now, let's go out here and take a look. And this will be our first venture away from my screenshots here. So you can see my screen change a little bit. And I'm going to pull up my browser. And hopefully now you can all see the Discover Skills website. So you're actually looking over my shoulder as we browse the internet here. This is the top of the Discover Skills website. It's at www.discoverskills.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the right-hand side where it says Members Login. And I'm going to click here. My username is jlortz. And my password is top secret. I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. And then I'm going to click Login. And I hope that that was the right password. We'll see. Oh, nope. Your session has expired. Please log in again. Okay, let's try it again. So username. And like I say, I hope this is my password. It'd be really embarrassing, wouldn't it, if I couldn't log into my own website? There we go. We're logged in. It says, welcome to Discover Skills website. Yeah, we're on. You can see where it says log in over here. Just a real quick note too, I'd mentioned earlier that if you do want to get access to the Discover Skills site right now, we are doing kind of a promotion where you can get on for a while for free. Just send me what you'd like for that username and password and I'll make sure you get signed up. Okay, I'm going to go to the left-hand side to the main menu now. And what I wanted to show you was I'm going to go to the member links. You see where it says member stuff over here. And I'm going to go to member class handouts. And I'm going to click. And it's going to take me to the handout page. You can see it right here. And if we scroll down, there's some instructions up at the top. And here's a link where you can get the Adobe Reader if you don't have it. But then you're going to see a long list of class handouts. These are handouts that we put out in different classes, and for our members we've made them available to download as ebooks. Now here's the how-to of all this. Let's say for example that we want to come down here and we want to download a really popular one which is the files and folder one. Notice this is a link, and if I put my mouse on top of it, my mouse turns to a hand instead of an arrow. Well, this is a PDF file. If you clicked on this, it would open up a PDF file. You can do that, but what really is easier to do, it's really easier that if you come over here and you right-click on this link, and that means click the right mouse button, you'll get a little menu. You remember, you always get a menu when you click the right mouse button. And you're going to see something that says Save Link As. Okay? Now, if I click that, it's going to open up the standard Save As window. You'll notice down here in the file name box that it says SHF Working with Files and Folders, but look what it is. It's a PDF file. That's what we were just talking about, a portable document format file. So this is actually going to allow me to save this to my computer wherever I want to put it. Now, where do I want to put it? Well, I can put it into my Documents folder. Isn't that a pretty good place to put things? You know, you can find them easy. Or, you know, in this case, maybe what I'll do is just put it right on my desktop so I can easily find it. So I'm going to choose my desktop here. It's already got a name. All I have to do is click Save. And it's going to download. Then when I go out to my desktop, and I have a very, very messy desktop, but there it is right there. I go double click, and because I have the Adobe Reader program on my computer, it will pop up on the screen, we hope, and there we go. There's the PDF file. So the bottom line is, with all of this, is that ebooks have become an important part of this whole learning situation. And you know, the whole thing is that learning to download ebooks, learning to look for ebooks, and we'll talk about that in different blogs and in the future, is becoming a big deal. being able to get these documents online is important. So that's kind of our little spiel about ebooks for today.